We had Kurt Angle backstage with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. This is where the TNA line that you heard at the top of the podcast came from. He said, you guys are looking for a job. He goes, well, my tag team division is full, but I hear TNA is hiring. And it was amazing, the reaction in the build. I mean, you heard it if you were watching on TV, but like people in the audience were genuinely shocked when he mentioned that. They were like, wait a minute, what did he just say that? Like, people were stunned. You would think that Brock Lesnar went back in time and ended the streak again. They could not believe that they heard the initials TNA mentioned, and by Kurt Angle of all people. I mean, Kurt's just doing his job. I'm sure it wasn't his idea, but Kurt spent more time in TNA than he did in WWE. TNA was very good to him. So I don't know that he necessarily felt very good about having to deliver that line. And it's a weird thing, too, because it feels like a burn. In a way, it's kind of not, because TNA is hiring, right? WWE is hiring. Look at all the people that WWE has brought in of late to NXT, and they brought back Lashley, who came from TNA. So it's like a burn, but not really. I feel like it was done in a way that kind of demeans TNA, but when you really think about the line, they didn't really say anything horrible about TNA. Supposedly, on the Impact Wrestling Twitter account, they made some kind of maybe it was like a friendly dig at WWE the week before, and that may have been where the line came from. Somebody, whether it's like a writer or somebody, saw that, and they somehow convinced Vince McMahon to let them stick that line in there. Because you never hear the TNA initials mentioned. Never. Not on Raw. You do on the network. You do on certain documentaries. In fact, WWE and Impact are working together. Impact gave them footage to include on the upcoming Hardy Boys DVD that's coming out. So the companies have actually worked together before. But that was a hell of a line, I have to say. And of course, people like Austin Aries and some of these people, and they were all like butthurt by the line. And it's like, dude, just leave it alone. You know what I mean? Like, don't be upset by this. Just move on. Don't pull an Alberto and just start talking about WWE nonstop. Hey, it's an acknowledgement that WWE knows they exist. And yes, I understand that they're not TNA anymore, but it wouldn't have sounded as good if when I hear Impact Wrestling is hiring, right? People still call them TNA. They'll always be TNA. They will never be able to shed the stink of those initials. They had to change the name. I'm glad they did. They had no choice, but to me, they'll always be TNA.